Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Let's Play Svea Rike II. I'm Oscar Wilde and I'm doing a fantastic Acciyn impression as we are ready to keep playing this game. In the previous video you may remember, the game kinda got buggy and decided that these two people were the most awesome people in the history of whatever, whenever, forever. I mean, Jesus. That renown there is just fucking insane. You're not even supposed to be able to get that much renown in the game ever. I mean, there's one building you can build here, like the archway thing, the victory arch. It gives you 15, and that's the biggest lump of renown you're able to get in the game for one thing. That's just insane. But I'm gonna keep it because it's insane and hilarious. I might not win the game because of it, but it's still hilarious, and I'm still allowed to keep playing. But enough of that. We are about to end the turn and do some stuff. You may notice that we are currently at peace with Denmark again for some reason, which is fun. Just as I was about to invade them, we get a peace treaty with them. But we've done some stuff to them. We've taken 3 of their provinces and they've taken 1 of ours. So we are winning the war. And that's the important stuff. I could start building up my army, but since I can do that in between turns, I'm just going to spend my money on coke and hookers instead. And that makes me finished here. Sten Sture dies! Oh my god! Den danska drottningen från hela fängelset från slott. Oh, so in 1503 the Danish queen is released from her mild imprisonment in Stockholm Castle and is escorted to the Danish border. Upon return, Sten Sture falls ill suddenly and dies in the Swedish city of Jönköping a few days before Christmas. Politiska situation blir allt annat än stabil och det finns flera organisationer som gör anspråk på att Oh, yeah, obviously. The political situation is everything but stable, and there are several different factions that claim Regency over Sweden. Hemmingat och ett par landslagsskapar redan sveper in i Hemmingat and a few Swedish bishops who were on this journey cover the corpse in some sort of skin, leather type thing, while one of Sten Sture's servants dresses up in his clothes and sits in the sleigh on the way back to Stockholm. They pretend that Mr. Sten is alive so that they can announce a successor in peace. Which is highly illegal, or was. But that doesn't change the fact that it actually happens. Purple background, because that's the color of kings. They crowned Svante Nilsson Sture as a successor to the crown, and his time as a regent over Sweden is defined by a constant war with the Danish, whose king Hans makes his own personal claim on the Swedish crown. The Swedish enter into an alliance with the Hanse cities against Denmark, but any actual conquerings never occur. The Danish heir to the throne, Prince Christian, does advance into Västergötland in 1511, which gives the Swedish Union Party air under its wings. With the Swedish Union Party, basically a political party vying for union with, trying to keep the union with Denmark alive. A council pronounces Svante Nilsson as deposed, but he refuses to resign the throne. A short time thereafter, Svante Nilsson suddenly dies during a visit to the newly opened silver mine in Sala. There has been peace for 5 years. No personalities have come to be. There has been no trade. Development, stuff has happened, like cottages and farms and stuff. They still have their ridiculous amounts of renown points. And Sten Sture has died. And we have our turn. Now, I want to know... Do I need... Yeah, I need 750 silver coins and 200 ironses to make this village into a town. Or that village. One of the two. So I'm not gonna do that. I could not do anything of this. Everything costs a lot of irons, which is something I don't have a lot of right now. Shock of shocks. So, tell you what, I want to try to get this whole navy thing underway, because I've never tried it before, and I'm curious. So I'm going to build a harbor, which apparently gets built over there when my province is here. Well, whatever. Whatever game. Whatever. But yeah, I will want to build some merchant ships next turn when I get my irons back. Speaking of which, I want to build another smithy to gain more irons. And I want to see... Oh yeah, it takes 100 iron to increase or to upgrade the smithies. No thank you! I could put another smithy down here to increase my iron intake further, but at the same time I kind of want to put a cottage here to increase the number of troops I can have in preparation for war. I'd also like to increase this little tent here to an actual barracks, which would allow me to upgrade my troops, all of which requires irons. Grrr. Rage mildly. I'd also like to someday have the muns to actually purchase some of these things. So I guess we will be saving the rest of our monies for the next turn, which will arrive shortly. And we are at war with Denmark again. Joy of joys. This is interesting though. Denmark is trying to recapture all of its provinces down here. And they are not invading any of my territory, which means that I can take this army here of 3,395 infantry and 4,000 cavalry and invade them. Which I'm going to do, because I want more land. I want to rule the North. I am Acciyn of the North, god damn it, and I want to rule it. And we have attacked an inferior force of 2,500 infantry, 900 cavalry, and 8 artillery. I should be able to win this fairly quickly. Now, I noticed in the previous video where my mouse pointer wasn't showing up in the battle screen for some reason. I don't know why that happens. I will try to fix it this time, probably, maybe. And if I can't, then you know why. Because my recording software doesn't want it for some reason. Anyway. To the field we go! Oh yeah, it's because the mouse pointer is an actual mouse pointer. Derp. But you will see me just doing my thing. Same regular old formation. There we go. As before. And the same type of tactics. Just move everything forward until it's time for battle, and then we do battle. To the death! They will move their troops around. Infantry is basically halberdiers, and the cavalry is like crossbowmen cavalry. Or so it would appear. They do upgrade later on in the game when you got barracks and better economies and stuff. Then you get riflemen's. You get to kill him, and I'm actually going to move these guys up to present more targets to them, make them confused. Maybe they will have a hard time deciding what to attack, maybe not. Yeah, he did that, he moves, and he's the only one who didn't even want to attack because he would die, and he did so anyway. That's 450 cavalry. Can my 1,000 kill them in one blow? They could. Sweet. You almost killed those. Damn. They actually survived for a turn. We're gonna surround them. Now, we have 1,131 men here. They're not going to be able to kill 450 cavalry. Or maybe they are. Derp. Well, at least it worked, and they are not even attacking. What the fuck, game? Oh well, I wins. Oh, this is another famous person, Johannes Magnus. The Sweden's last Roman Catholic Archbishop. Johannes is Sten Sture the Younger's Council in Rome, and in 1523 he is elected Archbishop in Uppsala. Bleh. He travels to Poland in an attempt to get King Sigismund's daughter into a marriage with Gustav Vasa. But after the reform, it's decided that he will stay abroad alongside his brother Olaus Magnus. Olaus, or whatever, however that's pronounced. He writes history books that his brother has printed after his puts to print after his death. The books, however, are not entirely historically correct, since this man is very patriotic and has a vivid imagination. In his work Historia om alla götarna och svearna kings. The Swedish king's descendant stretches all the way back to Magog in the Old Testament. Not historically accurate. The books are, however, used later during Sweden's time of greatness to by that time's writers to glorify Sweden's past. And this person here lies buried in Peterskyrkan in Rome, the Church of Saint Peter, I think it is in English stuff. But we could hire him, and while he would be in our service, we can build universities, even if we don't have a church. But we start with a church, so derp. And here's his brother, Olaus Magnus, who we could also have. And he gives us the same stuff, and we got his stuff. He worked as a diplomat for Gustav Vasa, and then followed his guy, and then everything that I already read. I'm not going to translate that again. How much text is this? Not too much, it seems. No, not too much. Okay. There has been a discovery of silver in Sala in 1510, and when the production peaks, during the 1530s, in which time roughly 3.5 tons are extracted yearly. The silver mining in Sala Mountain, or Salberget in Swedish, persists up until 1908. This is just a Swedish saying, I can't even translate it in any sort of way. But basically this was a very hazardous place to work at due to the risk of collapses. And to even get anyone to work in these mines, both King Eric the 14th and Johan III were forced to use prisoners, both criminals and war prisoners, to work in the mountain. The cheapskate Gustav Vasa collects most of the silver from the mine in a pile in his chamber in Stockholm Castle, where only he and the taxmaster, person responsible for taxes, Herr Mr. Eskil, has the key. He is thought to have what's the word? Moved in his grave a few times when his son Eric the 14th in 6 years manages to spend every one of the lovingly collected silver bars in Herr Mr. Eskil's chambers. But we are given a bonus of 200 silvers for this. And stuff has happened, and I have claimed my stuff. And we can see we have grabbed this piece of land, Denmark has grabbed this piece, and Greep has grabbed this piece, and we, as me, have grabbed this place here. So we're still claiming more land from the Danish than they are claiming from us, which is greatness. Yeah, those people happened, and Albertus Pictor, the guy I wanted, has died. Grrr, game. No trading, farms and my smithy. Renown points are still all types of fucked up, but I don't care. Oh, he lost 1 renown and he's down to that number. How sad for him. And the discovery of the silver mine. Now we have this place, which is a frozen wasteland of nothingness. I can build one thingy here, and that's it. Pretty much like this, but this one is more green and stuff. And I can build a thingy in here. And I want to build that, but I don't have the irons for it. It costs 200 irons, which is insano. That is insano asylum. Yeah, I could tear that down if I wanted to. I really don't want to. I am, however, going to build a trade ship. Hooray! I don't know what to do with that. Do you do stuff automatically, or do I need to do stuff with you? I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I can build in each and every one of these places here. I need a harbor in each place. So yeah, but that's what we look like right now. I have tons and tons of monies, and I'm going to save it, and if I can, I'm going to buy one of these things. I would really love to have this. Really, really, really would. But that's for next turn. That is for next times. Hope I'll see you next time, because this video is over with. I'm done. Stop watching. Go watch the next one. Bye.